Pigs and Pies, Season 1, Episode 5. Going back to the old country, Tommy. We're going back to Italy. We're going to do a pasta dish. It's called Pasta Alla Gricia. It's a really, really simple dish, but the flavors are intense and complex, and it's actually the foundation of Italian cooking. This is exactly what Italian cooking is all about. Simplicity at its finest in bringing out those flavors, bringing them together, and they tantalize in your mouth. Can't wait to do it. Before I go there, I want to know which one of you guys pissed off Mother Nature today, because I walked outside on April 22nd and it was snowing. So whatever you're doing, cut the shit. All right, Tommy, you ready to go make this thing? Let's do it. Pasta alla Gricia. So, you can make homemade pasta, or you can just use box pasta. Rigatonis, linguine, regular spaghetti. The sauce in this dish holds all of that, and you really don't need to make homemade pasta. But if you do make box pasta, what you want to do is you want to cook it till an al dente. And once we get on that stove, I'll show you what I'm talking about, okay? But for right now, I'm going to show you how to make homemade pasta. It's really simple, okay? It's a half a cup of semolina flour and 1 egg. That's all you need to do. Give me a second, I'll bring this together for you. All right, Tommy, let's show everybody how to make pasta. This is so easy, you're gonna be doing it tomorrow. Half a cup, semolina flour. We're just gonna make a well. Look at that, see that? Pretty simple, right? Boom, done. 1 egg. Crack it right in the middle. Done. Take our fork. We're just going to start mixing up that yolk with the white here. Okay? Listen, if your well breaks and egg starts to drip out of it, no big deal. Not the end of the world. Just start incorporating as you go. Okay, so once we get this mixed up a little bit like this, we're going to start adding the flour. Okay? So, just bring a little bit from the top, from everywhere. Okay? Just like that. Incorporate it. Take your time, you don't have to be in a hurry. There we go. Once that gets incorporated, we take a little bit more. All right, maybe your well gets a little wider, depends on how you want to do it. You can start to see that egg is starting to firm up a little bit, right? Take a little bit more flour. Now you're going to do this until it's all incorporated, okay? So now I don't care if my well breaks, because it's not going to run all over the place on me. Eventually I'm going to take over with my hands. And always keep a little extra flour on hand, because you know what? Every size egg is a little bit different. And you may need a little bit more flour to incorporate. Usually you don't need more egg. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna just set my fork aside and start using my hands a little bit. Okay, bring this together and we're gonna slowly start kneading it. Okay, it's gonna come together for us. Now my hands will get a little sticky. So if they do, just pop them in the flour and re-engage. Okay, and you almost wanna do like a small kneading here, okay? A little different because we're not kneading bread dough, but we just want to keep this all incorporated here as much as we possibly can. A little bit that sticks to your finger is no big deal, but you're going to feel this start to come together, okay? And you're going to be able to start kneading it without flour or adding any more flour to it, okay? It's getting there now. It's close. We'll get the rest of this flour incorporated and see where we are. There we go. Okay, we're just going to knead it like this for about another minute or two. Okay, if it gets really sticky on your fingers, you know what? Just grab a little bit more flour, put it in here. Not a ton, just enough to keep you going. All right, we don't want it too dry. But we're going to do this for like another couple minutes. It's going to smooth out into like a little Play-Doh where we're going to form a ball. We're going to wrap it in some saran wrap. We're going to set it in the refrigerator and let it cool down for about a half hour, and then we're going to roll it out. And we're going to make some pasta. Okay, this dough is just about perfect. I don't really need any flour. It's not sticking to my hands. It's kneading really nice. Okay, and it's forming a nice smooth ball like that. Okay, I want to pack it in just like that. Stick it in the little cling wrap. Okay, get the air out of it. Wrap it up. Okay, we're going to put that in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Then we're going to roll it out. Our dough's been in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Okay, we're going to pull it out. All right. We want to work fairly quickly because we don't want it to warm up, but it's not immediately. We're going to put a little bit more flour here. Okay, just to have it to work with. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pat it out a little bit, okay? A little flour on my hands. Pat it out and make sure that I've got enough flour on this so when it goes through the machine, it doesn't stick, okay? So I have this on setting 2, all right? We're going to roll this through. It's a little sticky, so we got to get a little bit more flour on here. All right, what we don't want to do is get this stuck. All right, we're going to roll it through again on number 2. There we go. All right, I'm going to take it to setting 4. Put a little bit more flour on it. Flip it over. A little bit more flour on this side. Okay. And we're going to do it again. Now, the higher in number you go, the thinner it makes your dough. How's that for a nursery rhyme, Tommy?
I love it.
All right. Oh, don't you dare break up on me there. Oh, you got caught underneath the machine. All right, I'm going to run it through 4 twice. But listen, we're going to put more flour on it again, okay? Just don't want it sticking. Both sides. All right, there we go. It should hold. Now, if it gets too long for you to work with, cut it in half. All right, I'm just going to cut it about the size that I want to lay my pasta strands out in, okay? So we're going to let this go a little bit more. It's about the same size. We'll cut it again. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Roll the rest of this through. All right. Good. Now I can take this one more time through number 5. Look, so this one's a little long, right? So what? We'll cut it in half. We'll work with it that way. All right, we're going to put our pasta cutter on here, attachment. Do I got this going the right way? Yeah, I should have it. There we go. See, that's what happens when you can't see. Don't get old. All right, so same concept here, right? Except for we're going to put it right through here and wash this. Voila. Look at that. Right? Put a little bit of flour on the pan. So pasta alla Gricia, it's usually made with guanciale. Do you know what that is, guanciale? It's the cheek of a pig, and it's cured. It's really hard to get in the United States, so we go with pancetta. Next best thing. Very, very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up. We're going to dice it up. I'm going to leave it into little bigger chunks, and we're going to render the fat off, okay? And then we're going to take that pancetta fat, we're going to take some of the pasta water, and we're going to make a sauce. We're going to throw some pecorino romano in there and bring it together, and it's going to be a fantastic little dish. When I'm talking about simplicity, this is simple. When I'm talking about complex flavors, this is going to do it. All right, Tommy, let's cut up this pancetta. You can slice this down the middle. Right like that. Okay, and I'm just going to cut it into little slivers like this. The reason I want to use bigger chunks here is because when you render this down, it shrinks like bacon, right? And I do want to have, when you take a bite of that pasta, I do want you to have the ability to grab a nice piece of this pancetta. I'll cut this into strips like this, where you can taste the sauce, the pasta, and the pancetta. Okay, there you go. Pretty simple, huh? All right, come on, let's go get this in a pan, and we'll go from there. I'm going to put this pancetta in the medium hot pan. Okay. We're going to let this render down a little bit. Get some of the flavor from the fat. We're going to put a little seasoning on it, a little pepper, black pepper, and then I'll show you how to finish it off. All right, Tommy, like I said earlier, we got this water ready to boil. Now listen, I'm going to put some salt in here. And usually you want to salt this enough so it tastes like the sea, a lot of salt. But since we're using pancetta, it's got a lot of salt in it, so I don't want to overpower the dish. So you need to be a little careful here. Get some salt in there for flavoring, but don't overdo it. So our pancetta is rendered. We got some good fat down here at the bottom of the pan. I'm just going to tilt the pan like this. And we're going to use all these bits in here to make our sauce. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take this and we're going to set it aside for right now. But we're going to utilize this pan to make our sauce. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take just a little bit of pasta water. Okay, I'm going to bring it in here. There we go. That's the start of our sauce. A little bit more. And we want to get all these fat drippings incorporated in here. See that? See how it's turning brown already? And as it starts to dry out, I'll add more pasta water. And then I'm going to add the pasta here in about 5 or 8 minutes. Pigs and Pies, Season 1, Episode 5. We've got Maddie and Emma. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
A little history on Emma. I haven't seen her in years, but she used to be a neighbor, like 4 doors down neighbor. We used to carpool together.
All the time.
Remember Jacques?
I do remember Jacques. Mark's alter ego.
I do it with my little nieces and nephews every once in a while. Maybe if I drink too many bourbons, you'll see it on film. You never know.
Yeah, you're gonna have to debut your great French accent. It's really good.
So I told you what we were cooking, right? So pasta alla Gricia. Are you pasta people?
Oh, big pasta person.
I was talking to you earlier, I was saying I was a big box pasta person, but I think homemade sounds
totally
good.
So the best thing about this dish is you can make it with box pasta, but you actually can do it better that way because you can make it al dente. Homemade pasta is really hard to do, so you're going to be testing my skills here a little bit. That being said, it's so simple. Like if you cook your box pasta to al dente and then just do what I'm about to do to finish it off, which takes all of 5 minutes, and the pecorino romano, 5 minutes, which is a sheep's milk cheese, just kills this dish. Takes it to a whole nother level. So I'm excited for you guys to try it. All right, Tommy, as you can see, the sauce is turning brown. We got those bits coming in there. I'm just gonna season it with a little pepper, just to give it a little bit of kick. All right, I'm gonna drop the pasta and we're gonna finish this off. All right, Tommy, we're gonna drop the pasta. Now this is homemade, so we're only gonna let it go for about a minute, okay? And then I'm gonna finish it in the pan with the sauce. All right, let's get this pasta in the sauce. We're gonna finish it in here. Blend this together. See how it's starting to dry out on us really quick? What's going on is that pasta is absorbing that sauce. And all you need to do is add a little bit more water to it. And as it dries out, you add a little bit more, okay? Pretty simple. Starting to dry out again. We'll add just a little bit more water. Okay, if it dries up on you, all you do is you just keep adding a little bit more water. That's all you have to do. All right. There you go. All right, I'm going to add water one more time, and I'm going to add the cheese, blend it together, and just dry it out a little bit more. Add the cheese. Good blend on this. And again, if it dries out again, we're just going to add a little bit more water. I'm going to put a little bit more cheese in here and just turn it up a little bit. How's this? There it goes. It's starting to dry out on you, right? A little bit more pasta water. See that's creaming up in there? Oh, that's perfect. All right, let's shut down the heat. Let's add the pancetta. We'll mix it in and we're going to serve it. Oh, you guys got extra pancetta. You're gonna be happy.
What's wrong with that?
All right, Tommy, let's serve it.
Dude, it looks amazing.
I'll finish that off with a little. I'll squeeze in here a little.
I'm not gonna a little more pancetta.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Is it
Beautiful.
good?
It's really good.
It's so simple, right?
That's all you need. The Italians are known for taking a little and making a lot out of
That's
it.
right. I totally agree.
That is delicious.
You know, I had to make like a ton of extra pasta and stuff for Tommy and the rest of my family. So you're round one. Your reservations end at 8 o'clock. Unless you can drink my whole wine cellar.
Wow.
What'd you say this sauce was? Just made from the
Just made from the pancetta and water. The pasta
Wow.
water.
It's
Isn't that
really
good?
good.
Yeah.
It's number one mistake people make, throwing out the pasta water.
That's
Don't
right.
When people
That's
drain the pasta water, I'm like, you gotta at least keep a little bit.
You can't oversalt the pasta water because the pancetta's got a lot of salt. It's like bacon, it's got a lot of salt to it, so you gotta be a little careful with that. You can always add salt if there's not enough in it, but yeah, I think it's a great dish, and that Romano cheese just brings it together.
It's easier than a carbonara because you don't have to worry about curdling the egg yolks or anything like that.
That's exactly right.
All right, we're here with Maddie and Emma, and I would like to get a rating from you guys.
Oh, a 10, easily.
I mean, we've cleared our plates. Clearly, we enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a solid 8, just because I like a little more bite to my pasta. But it's a beautiful dish, very easy to make, and homemade pasta is always really hard to get perfectly al dente. That's the beauty of box pasta. So
It was simple, it was really light, but it was a lot of flavor. It was really, really good. And
would you make it, Maddie?
if I could, I would make it.
I think you can make it. I think you can follow this video
Yeah,
again and
yeah.
make it.
Yeah,
I
I
think you
hope
can
you
do it.
try.
I'll have to rewatch the video off to find out.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much
Thank you for having
coming.
us.
Oh, you know what? You got an automatic invite back.
That sounds great.
And you picked the dish.
All right, we'll do it. Yeah,
All right.
we'll come up with something a little difficult for you.
Okay, that's fair enough.